the subject matter of the appeal from being altered or prejudiced while in the full glare of the media. I want them to capture the facts based on which you are mounting your protest so that Ghanaians will be the judges.
For you to say some member police na macho. And now me kwesi. Onya memfa obo na chew. Onya memfa obo na chew.
Over na send there Mr.
Oh no, alaji second time. Second time.
That was yemo bibia kwa ba. Drama in parliament. What you say no kopiem the parliament of Ghana dia na chise. Ensema ekoso wo honom no. Eno enam so ama minority for omu se omu bon twini o, so omu yeden o, so omu yeden o obi anim. Ni na eye Pandai City Uramatu Indam and our member of parliament on the ticket of MPP and as a court and as a speaker I declare no vacant and who amount so train and a minority caucus that is the side of the MPP almost say omunti ase enti omo ha Hassan Ayariga Mahama Ayariga oye the majority leader no ni statement kura no ready ana e confirm that no kra no omu gine nachi e na mo buru ntwene mu and I don't understand abusinya that was a mixed feeling but at the end of the day no him say Pandai the seat no I green NDC is gonna win yenko na yenko tie ye koso e wo parliament yakoba Listowel Kusi Poku nso fire hard one you come back to us
and we'll see what would be the resolution from here. It's been very long a period of an entrenched position. Let's cross over to the chamber now.
Please, I apologize profusely for taking more than the 5 minutes suspension. I decided that it was important I listened to your leaders. I've done that. We are back after more than how many minutes? 3. You are right. Yes, more than 1 hour. And I think it's proper and is the law that the majority leader be heard. Then I, as the presiding officer, will have my say by giving a ruling on the matter. That is the situation. I can't do anything apart from that. Please, Leader of the House. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issues before this House have to do with a letter written by the clerk of the Parliament to the Electoral Commission dated 4 December 2025. In the letter, the clerk Ebenezer Ehuma Jetro had written to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, and it reads, occurrence of vacancy in the membership of Parliament. it said, in exercise of the powers conferred and the duty imposed on the clerk to Parliament by Article 112, Clause 5, as amended, of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, as amended, I, Ebenezer Ehuman Jethro, the clerk to Parliament, do hereby formally notify you of the occurrence of a vacancy in the membership of Parliament occasioned by the order of the High Court, Tamale, for a rerun of the Panda parliamentary elections given on the 24th day of November 2025. This notification is pursuant to the service of a court order on the clerk to Parliament, the fourth respondent in the suit numbered NR/HC/E13/22/25. Accordingly, notice is hereby given. Mr. Speaker, on the strength of this communication from the clerk to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, the minority today, this morning, made a statement pursuant to the provisions on statements on urgent public matters. Mr. Speaker, when the minority chief whip made the statement, he demanded that the clerk be made to withdraw the letter he has written to the Electoral Commission. Mr. Speaker, I was not in the chamber at the time that the statement was made by the minority chief whip. I came in and I saw that the majority chief whip was on his feet and the members of the minority were on their feet behaving the very way that they are behaving now. And so I then urged the minority to allow for comments to be made, but they persisted behaving the way that they are behaving right now. Mr. Speaker, they continued behaving this way until the first deputy speaker, who was presiding, decided to get up on his feet to try and then bring order in the House. Mr. Speaker, he stood for a very long time and they did not. They continued conducting themselves in the manner that they are conducting themselves now. And so the first deputy speaker took a short suspension and invited the leadership to conclave. When we went into conclave, the minority leadership refused to show up. They refused to show up, and subsequently, Honorable Habib came and said he had been mandated by the leadership to represent them in conclave. So in conclave, we tried to discuss the situation and to find out exactly what the problem was. It turned out, Mr. Speaker, that they said on the 4th, on Thursday, 27th of November, 2025, you had given a ruling regarding the rerun of the Kwandai parliamentary elections. And in your ruling, according to them, you had indicated that if the member for Kwandai exercised his rights to appeal, then that exercise of the right to appeal against the High Court decision will act as a stay on the execution of the orders or the judgment of the court. So the member for Kwandai had gone to file an appeal and had also filed an application for stay. And so, according to them, having acted on your indications in the chamber, they felt that the decision to allow the clerk to write to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission was not in good faith, and that was the basis of their objection. I listened to them, and so I called for the records, and I was given the Hansard which captures exactly what you said on Thursday, 27th of November 2025. And Mr. Speaker, I want to read excerpts of your ruling and where they are basing their claims on, and then my responses to them. Mr. Speaker, you indicated on that day that honorable members, on Tuesday, 25th November 2025, the Legal Services Office of the House was served with an order from the Tamale High Court directed at the clerk to Parliament. Per the order, the court had ordered the second respondent, that is the Electoral Commission, to rerun the Kwandai parliamentary election within 30 days. Honorable members, this order arises out of the election petition filed by Daniel Nsar Wakwa, challenging the declaration of the Electoral Commission of Matthew Yindam as Member of Parliament elect for the Kwandai constituency pursuant to the Kwandai parliamentary elections held on 7 December 2025. Honourable members, the effect of the order, to my understanding, is that the Electoral Commission is to conduct a rerun election within 30 days, implying that the original declaration of Honourable Matthew Yindam as the winner of the parliamentary election is invalid, and the member is no longer a member of Parliament. I, however, bring to the attention of the House the provisions of the Court of Appeal Rules 1997 CI 19 as amended in the Court of Appeal Rules of 2020 CI 132 Rule 27.3, and it provides as follows, and I quote: "There shall be a stay of execution of the judgment or decision appealed against for a period of 7 days immediately following the giving of notice of the judgment or decision." This rule appears mandatory in its terms and applies in every High Court decision capable of appeal. The Supreme Court in Mensa and Ghana Commercial Bank 2005 to 2006 Supreme Court of Ghana Law Reports on page 288 held that any execution commenced before the expiry of this 7-day period is premature and void. The Court of Appeal reaffirmed this position in Clenham Construction Limited and Falcon Crest Investment Limited and others, 7 April 2022, emphasizing that the purpose of the statutory stay is to allow the losing party the opportunity to consider the judgment and determine whether to appeal or seek further relief. Justice Bar J.A. explained that the position of the law does, and I quote him, the plain meaning, scope, and effect of Rule 27(3)(b) of CI 19 is that in respect of any ruling, judgment, or decision of the High Court of whatever description, in respect of which an appeal can be filed, and further, in respect of which an application for a stay of execution or proceedings could be filed, there shall operate a statutory stay of execution or proceedings for a period of 7 days. The apparent intent of the law is to enable the vanquished to ponder over and scrutinize the bona fides of the ruling, decision, or judgment in order to decide on whether or not to appeal. It is when a decision is made to appeal that an application can be made to the High Court under Rule 27(1)(a) of CI 19 or to this court under Rule 27(1)(b) of CI 19. Unquote. In this instance, the ruling of the Tamale High Court was delivered on 24th November 2025. The statutory 7-day stay, therefore, remains in force until 1st December 2025. During this period, the ruling of the High Court cannot form the basis for the Speaker to instruct the Clerk to Parliament to notify the Electoral Commission that the Panda seat is vacant. Mr. Speaker, you then added, in addition to the above, should Mr. Yindam exercise his right of appeal, such as an application under Rule 27(1)(b) of CI 19, it may impose a further suspension on the enforcement of the judgment until the application is determined by the appropriate court. This rule appears to prevent the subject matter of the appeal from being altered or prejudiced while the appeal processes are pending. Therefore, before the initial 7-day statutory stay, the filing of a stay application may yet introduce an additional layer that may prevent changes to the status of the honorable member within the meaning of Article 97 and 99 of the Constitution. The attention of the House is also brought to Article 105 of the 1992 Constitution, which provides that a person who sits or votes in Parliament knowing or having reasonable ground for knowing that he is not entitled to do so commits an offense. It is crucial to emphasize that Article 105 is penal in nature. Should the honorable member know that he ought not to be in the chamber and he participates in the activities in the chamber. Honorable members, it is therefore premature to say that Mr. Matuyindam is disqualified from entering and participating in the proceedings of the House, because this period still falls within the 7-day mandatory stay of execution of the order. Honorable members, this is not a declaratory order. It is an executive order that was delivered by the High Court. And so the honorable member is right to have been in the House yesterday and to have participated in the proceedings. So Speaker, so this is what you delivered, and the minority are basing their arguments on the part of your ruling where you said, and I quote, "In addition to the above, should Mr. Yindam exercise his right of appeal, such as an application under Rule 27(1)(b) of CI 19, it may impose a further suspension on the enforcement of the judgment until the application is determined by the appropriate court. This rule appears to prevent the subject matter of the appeal from being altered or prejudiced while the appeal processes are pending." So, Mr. Speaker, their argument is that you appear to have given a ruling that the member is entitled to stay as a member of this House, and also that if the member did file any process in the courts, by virtue of having filed the process, then the member's right to remain is further fortified until the matters are disposed of by the court where the application for stay of execution or even the appeal has been lodged. So I called for CI 19 and CI as amended by CI 132. Mr. Speaker, and I read CI 132(1) to them. And CI 132 says that the Court of Appeal Rules 1997, CI 19, referred to in this enactment as the principal enactment, is amended in Rule 27 by A, the substitution for Sub-Rule 1 of quote 1, an appeal shall not operate as a stay of execution under the judgment or decision appealed against unless the court otherwise orders on an application made to the court by motion on notice, unquote. Mr. Speaker, I referred my friends on the other side to this provision of CI 132 and tried to indicate to them that filing an appeal or even filing a motion on notice will not automatically serve as a stay of the execution of an order of a court. And so, in the absence of a substantive order by the court, the clerk was not stopped from communicating to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission under the Constitution, because the chairperson is also obliged under the Constitution to communicate within a certain time period. So, Mr. Speaker, I then urge on our colleagues on the other side that we should come back to the chamber and they can restate their position, and I will also state this position as I have stated it. And on the basis of our positions, then we can invite you as Speaker to come and then give a ruling whether it was appropriate or in keeping with the law for the Clerk of Parliament to write the letter that he wrote to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, which I have already read to the chamber. Mr. Speaker, I think that it will be appropriate to read Article 112 of the Constitution so that we can see what informed the action of the Clerk of Parliament, to see whether the Clerk of Parliament is in error or also acting pursuant to a constitutional obligation. So, Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, let me read Article 1125 of the Constitution, 1125 of the Constitution says that whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after the vacancy occurred, and a by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurs. Notwithstanding clause 5 of this article, a by-election shall not be held within 3 months before the holding of a general election. So, Mr. Speaker, clearly the Constitution injuncts the Clerk of Parliament, whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the Clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after the vacancy occurred, and a by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurred. So, Mr. Speaker, so if we take the records, we notice that on 27th November 2025, 24th November 2025, you had indicated in your ruling that the statutory 7 days stay, therefore, remains in force until 1st December 2025. So once the statutory 7 days was in force till 1st December 2025, it means that the obligation of the Clerk of Parliament will start counting on the 1st of December 2025. So within 7 days of December, the clerk was obliged constitutionally, pursuant to Article 1125, to notify the clerk. So on the 4th of December, the clerk wrote to the Electoral Commission indicating that there was a vacancy because the clerk had been served by the order emanating from the High Court indicating that the court had ruled that there should be a rerun of the election in the Pandai constituency. So, Mr. Speaker, I think that what you are being invited to rule on here today is whether the clerk erred in communicating to the Electoral Commission that a vacancy has occurred, and once a vacancy has occurred, that there should be a by-election in the Pandai constituency. Mr. Speaker, especially your indication in your ruling that filing an appeal may elongate the period during which the member may be allowed to remain in the chamber. So, Mr. Speaker, that is basically what it is. That's all. Nothing really earth-shattering. And since morning, we've been having indications, negotiations, discussions, and we said that we should come into the chamber, and since they have indicated their position, we should also indicate our position. Now, in a normal democracy, with normal Democrats, people who actually believe in democracy, you would imagine that they will have no issue with us having this discussion in open parliament. But Mr. Speaker, I'm not surprised that we have this character of parliamentarians representing the minority side, and they are insisting that they don't want the discussions held in open parliament, that we should not be transparent about our arguments, that this side of the house should not be heard on this matter. And I have said it's not possible. No matter how much you chant, no matter how much noise you make, in fact, even if you come and stand on my seat here, I will still state my position so that the Speaker can give his ruling. So, Mr. Speaker, the issue before you is not to challenge your ruling. It is not to challenge your ruling, because your ruling was not even about what happens when one files an appeal. Your ruling was whether or not within the 7 days you could be called upon to remove the member of parliament from the chamber. If you recall, that was the main issue. And you ruled accordingly that by our CI 19, there is an automatic stay for 7 days. And so within that 7 days, the judgment could not be executed. The member will have a right to be in the chamber. But after the 7 days, then execution will be triggered automatically. So that ruling you gave, but then you engage in a general discussion of, some legal matters, and then you said that, if he triggers his appeal rights, it may. I think that the contention is around your use of the word may, and having used the word may, their position is that once he had filed his appeal and filed his motion on notice trying to secure an interim injunction, then we should not have allowed the clerk to write the letter to the Electoral Commission. But my contention is that that was not the gravamen of your ruling. The gravamen of your ruling was basically to decide that on that day the honourable member should stay in the chamber or not. And you did rule that he could stay in the chamber. Now, the issue of whether or not when he files an appeal and when he files a motion on notice for interim injunction, whether that serves as an injunction is a completely different matter. And I drew attention to CI 132, which amended CI 19, and which in its terms is very clear that once judgment is given, when you file an appeal or a motion on notice for stay of execution, it does not automatically stay proceedings in the execution of that judgment. So, Mr. Speaker, this is what you are being called upon to decide, and unfortunately, I am surprised that our friends on the other side will not want this fact to be stated so that Ghanaians will know why they are in black. Ghanaians will know why they are wearing face masks. They don't want Ghanaians to identify them individually. They are wearing face masks. They are wearing face masks. They don't want Ghanaians to identify them. If you are ashamed of what you are doing, remove your face mask. If you are ashamed of what you are doing, then don't do it. If you have the courage to do them, don't wear face masks to do them. I'm not wearing a face mask. I am very confident. And I can assure you that I will not be distracted. You can say anything about Poku, I will not respond to you. You can say anything, I will not mind you. I will remain focused. I will let Ghanaians know that you are only pretending to be Democrats. You are not Democrats. Because if you are Democrats, you will allow Ghanaians to hear what is it that you are fighting. But you don't want Ghanaians to hear the facts, because you know that the facts are not on your side. You are fighting for justice, but you don't want Ghanaians to know the facts on the basis that you are fighting for justice. How will the Speaker rule if the Speaker has not heard all sides of this matter? The Speaker cannot rule. That is why since morning my side has insisted that we will speak to the facts so that the Speaker can rule on the matter. And I am insisting that we will not allow this matter to be treated in secrecy. It must be treated in the full glare of the media. I want them to capture the facts based on which you are mounting your protest, so that Ghanaians will be the judges as to who actually is right in this matter. So, Mr. Speaker, basically, those are the facts. And I hear them talking about Poku. I will restrain myself today because His Royal Majesty, the Otumfuo, has indicated that he will bring the report on Poku on the 17th to present to His Excellency the President. When he presents his report to His Excellency the President, we will see where the matter will end. Mr. Speaker, on that note, I thank you very much.
Honorable members, Honorable members, I believe the office of the official reports would have captured what the majority leader commented upon. Honorable members, I will have to, in the circumstances that we are in today, have access to what has been captured by the official reports, and I will come to the House to give a ruling in this matter. Honorable members, in the circumstances, I will want to urge the House to await my ruling and to allow us to proceed with the business of the House. No way, 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 no way. I'm reliably informed that this was an urgent statement that was made by the minority chief whip. And so I think this matter would have come under item 8. And being an urgent statement of public concern, the First Deputy Speaker granted leave after the indulgence of the House. And so the rules were properly applied. It means after item 8, subject to the convenience of the House, I want us to take item 9, which is at the commencement of public business. Item 9, presentation of papers. Yes. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, item 9A is request for tax waivers to be laid by the Minister for Finance. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Finance is not immediately available, and so I want to crave your indulgence for his deputy who is here, to lay item 9A.
Yes, minority. Honorable members, I thought I saw, honorable members, Minority Chief Whip was on his feet, so I have to listen to him. Yes, Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker. You don't get up, 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 get up. You can get up. You can get up. Don't let me speak.
Yes, Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker, Speaker, my colleagues should bear me out. All the occasions that it matter, we had cooperated. If you're a man, speak into the microphone, and we'll reply you. So, you can say whatever you want to say. No, but let me make it very, you cannot scare me. You cannot scare me. Whatever I want to say, I'll say it. If you want to speak, rise up and catch the eye of the speaker. You cannot scare me. You can't. What can you do? Speaker, I'm saying that to the extent that since we started the consideration of the estimate, largely we have cooperated with our colleagues. Even where ministers are absent, where committee chairs are absent, we have cooperated and staged the needed compromise. Speaker, we've had enough for the day. And hence, we will call for an adjournment, a due and adjournment, and a deserving one, of course. We are calling for an adjournment because well, for the records, we want to make it very clear to you that you cannot scare anybody here. Now, until Pandai is resolved, government business will suffer. Get away! Get it clear! Get it clear! Until Pandai, I put it to you, that until Pandai is resolved, government business is going to suffer. And from henceforth, you keep telling us you have 189, 185, and then 4 independent members. Go and marshal your numbers. and come and do your business. Until thunder is resolved, we on this side will not cooperate. We're saying it again, we will not cooperate with you. And nobody's going anywhere. Well, we are not moving. We are not going anywhere. And so, Speaker, we have made that point, and we will continue to make this point. We are not obstructing government business. Now, we believe that governance is a continuum, and we must continue with government business. However, to the extent that you want to twist our hands, to the extent that you have conspired to twist our hands, I put it to you that government business will suffer. So, Mr. Speaker, we are not doing any business. We are not going to cooperate with you until thunder is resolved. And we are telling you this, Chief, we'll get it. Government business will suffer, and you are going to suffer. And if you think we are going to go home, nobody is stepping out of this chamber. Nobody is moving out. So, Speaker, we have had enough for the day. We must deservedly adjourn. And then when we come tomorrow, we'll consider whether we'll do business with you or not.
Honorable members, I put the question. Those in favor of adjournment, say aye. Those against adjournment, say no. Honorable members, the noes have it. So, yes, Deputy Minority Whip.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 1513. Mr. Speaker, I rise under 1513. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I read Standing Order 1513. Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 151. Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 151(3) states that a member may challenge the decision of the Speaker on the voice vote, and the Speaker shall determine whether to call for a head count or electronic vote. Mr. Speaker, in this case, we call for a head count.
Honorable Majority Leader.
So that is it. Enti na chese parliament dey say since MPP minority ni dey. Since MPP minority ni dey. Na breaking news amanya court dismisses won't miss further document request. Enti na chese eno so breaking news a misaka. Yento aso. Na unim to say since MPP minority nkiti moye minority small boys for parliament there speaker timichi obi kura asoma no o ye journalist to call kura try obinyi ba kwa asoma no what you say afei ma kiti say o na ye small boy why little few few dey nka ensu ma ade itimi count but afei a few boy why small little boy. Since that I say Kevin Taylor borrow the word way in a monkeys. I a woman sorry a gina to say bam. So moment no mujuma. nti di omube no parliament bia no aya na awkward broni kan awkward kise mfa kwam achese nti uti se omu ye dede ye nko ye mba ye nye se yo twabo uti pupu di bidi wo bidi na NPP for de inimu okurum ha hu se sam na akwatia sorry Pandai City na ateni green na omu ani sutatu kama na kurum ha din na Christmas ni na mu yo abusunya yenko na yenko tie Listowel na Kusi Poku enso edi nsembi aba montin so na wati ase ni na efa Pandai eni nsensem aye kokoko so wo Ghana especially kufo interview ko grantee ye ama sansem across a lot of controversies in the country ama highway ni so achie yenko na yenko tie sanse ni bia ko ba ya to so edi ama wo yan platform we so na din kan subscribe fa comment itum na like na share dwumadi na afoforo enye bi nti se ni bia ko bebe to so
Ofanyi aye Frank Mensa on for your being per council of state member.
Yes, but say omo
na kwasi enso
boadwuma Tony Nyame
Tony Nyame din wa former DC din wa bon sa
24 pa sabi na region no
Mosapon
omo JNDC ginemu a edu baby o chese NDC ye we hin kura on be mana ye wakono
alaji
se no pa bi omo so chese sad but I mean yakupon na sabi onim de ye
mo we ni videos ni bi mame why madam
it's a very sad
mo we ni videos ni bi mame
it's a very sad situation
mo we bi mame ni videos ni de anu ase sabi me papa
he is one of a kind what can I dream why blank
we say what meet na Asante region now we yes
he is one of the
politics here
he is one of the persons that I have learned a lot from those times no kasana say onya osisinipi
na use silipinu yekwa Asante region wono yebekwa Asante region na we say Mugabe na momba na me fra wo boss o pesa me fra president Joma Makwa me ye nyam Kumasi wo se wo ba na mo fa seka ya wo so fatu na se wo mo fa seka na wo so be fa ba o mo de seka ne bitwa nti wo no o fa seka ya wo fatu a wo de ne de ne beto wo na maka peace ana papa bo se gidi MPP 40 me store me studio na papa ni ye but de obo ni din da bi nya na batla ya MPP ni
na see
see boaten wutimi se we aso we na alaji sani nifie na so bo awo to twade na ento osimu gabi o dede no mo ye osimu matrase ade se efe mo matrase mimi tio obeka so no oduru ho to ka no aba be gina ho
ogina to na tare kama
na pa ya to
me pa boy te yira
dede bia no pa bi obubu ni mo yere
hwe
wo yi na bodwe se wo se hwe
bibia kama
Laji ame for crazy. Ne ya sana Tuesday.
Mugabe na
yawa dadi anko mo be sie ni fiada.
Okay. Afi we there.
Ya tia sempa.
La ilala.
Mugabe ya
Rasulullah.
Nka mafoka bibi.
La. Muhammadu Rasulullah. La ilala. Muhammadu Rasulullah. Sirwa la ilala. Muhammadu Rasulullah
itakula
mshani Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam nyamefa ne crancy
amen Mugabe na nkamofo ka bibi o mo sei
ala ya kawo
nipa o se wo dono no sa nipa no na nyame so pe nti wo waje nse nipa wo dono no sa nipa na wo dono no ena nyame so pe nti that's what Muslims they use the console ho that's why mama your friend say Pusiga MP on say Hajia Ladi or Kabibi or parliament some time ago na man for share and tears here but because of the yes it's Islamic religious background of freedom exactly but ne ti omudin
brother bi da boni o madam for pabeko madam for pabeko laji sane beko yesimu
Yes, ni baba panchena wo.
Obi mode ba obono. Eyi obi anyara kwa. Alaji Sani.
Yadamfo pa beko ajaye na yaye ni deli.
Alaji Sani beko.
Alaji Sani beko ajaye na yaye.
Yeah, one at teaser at the work from post office let you.
Me say aka ne kapre ono obeche. Aka ne sempo a ono obeche. Listen me kan bi kura da obotomu. O se alaji odi e kakra wo se ye de bi ba e mi na wo se me hwe. Adam pom sika. By force now also would gene there make us be a make a kakra bi na se o man botom e ka wo fa bi kakra kan wo se da bi wo so be
Hajadiza
yes crofom na mi obeba no wa chechire ni do sopu
no say me wan di in this entire ye she
ye radi nyame
enkam e ma me adiza nso ye che we
your papa nche ti na me na so ndi obedi bone sa akokun do obewu
kufu wona na
amena na wala so tiase
what's up there
119 years o si ni papa panche what taste as a no so nti won wadi bone sa
nti owuda
onu ye 119 wala so tiase
listo
koyo mami nyina awehu semi so na memfa nchia emohwam ema etiefo na mema mampani ora jomama aha ne adwo na mema na pamfo awobone chidom ora Julius Debra ora Callistus nom standogbe obi owa bankesi mbia mobo ora jomama chidom bia mane mema atentina wa ya maame ye Professor Jane na no Poku Agema ne penifo wo abankesi mu nya me chiache obi bia mamo aha mamo adwo na me chiatiefo so ne ahwefo so DC for CEOs ministers ene nyame aye mo adom amanya privilege so moman sabi odi akoma pani odo so moman yakopon enom no mo amo na onhyehyia mo bia mo obia oyo
used to me ncho no me this anya accident kakao yeah
sorry
when I'm quite so kwatamale na wanya accident
and news aba
news aba
CCA
yeah about some away go no the just some yes well the car has been fatally damaged near too much but nyame adom matise yeah matise
God is mighty
was survive accident no
who is he
Honorable Mahmoud yeah
Honorable Mahmoud
yes on the ADC ma Bole district.
So sorry for the
when your accident
wish him speedy recovery. Very well.
But he's responding to treatment.
Fantastic. That's good.
When about you say Christians bedrooms here, yeah, Nyoma
take some minutes. I'm the advice drivers, no. They say unumbia maintenance time men no kura men no body no alcohol free system. Number body no neno yi you more any ready giant until futu kakra na when you nache this way young for me to see some the dosu
and some the dikai
Bandai and
Bandai na me
Bandai yes
say Nancy na mikra mi hu say Bandai kuna Dambai
Dambai no uti region and Bandai say no
region
because Salagano because far Eastern Corridor Road neso
okay
Timidru ala o se me twato Timidru Dambai
yeah
Abu Musa me say
oba pasa
he na me say me wo Bandai and I say David uni
Bandai
Timidru one na me hu Simon na me say
Dambai yes on a ferry no one yes
ti nipa na ka me say Dr. Nelson on fa we so na me enchia say me Eastern Corridor Road no me fa so da but it's say after
Kumasi na open
after His Excellency John Mahama Baye no and ayama kwan is smooth and the journey was very smooth
short so very short so yes. The only obstacle is the ferry who cause now nya ferry na no nya in term dia
by you o mo buy them so
so hono mo do buy
and nam so ho mo say sa area no mo ko nsuo so
man say na ayese galamse nyoma na omo president Akufo-Addo no mo di frafra nyoma na ase nsuo na ase anka first no Uko number na go hono. As you see insurance saying
bad.
Yeah, and bad
voter
of course.
OT any greater no galamsey activities. Let me say hono and to say other regions.
Yes, but once insurance sonny because of omo ye insurance ho adwumantin.
Definitely kakra.
That's no.
Listen, over to you.
We na mencha Kwandai constituency for you na
ebeje seat no
penfosi action emuye edese akasabebu nyina ne se ade ya ewo wiase ni se nipa chinchin musa atoachi na wachira wo se de wo penenye no de bema na emum de ono pe na de bema nyina ye koto aba December 7 be na ne nansa ye koto aba no nyina ye hu se abato no ekọ sene ye pe no fakese na esanse NPP fo hu se ade ne kochew no e no mo start se omo ede omo entanchia omo de echinchim NDC nsa 2020 no e se baby ti wo se ballot box ane yakofa na e de akosi baabi na enema ahodo a ensem fata na ekoso na yekoto aba no bekaya owura mahama e de tudwa se opesa aba no eye friendship na eye devoid of any violence because on pese a drop of blood in po ebeso form to get him the presidency tema NDC for yinyina bekaya obi a hye ne ho so impo yenu bi kura yene owura mahama anya adwen se wo ba preach peace no e ka kire mo se so mo di sia ye betu e kire na pani afutu abam se yemfa abotre na ye di abotre dwa entete a ebehu ne so no ni nyina mu no NDC for were very calm omo anye bibia ye violent omo ye very tolerable and tolerant into ye share the demeanor of NDC wabatu onimu na wo hwe obi a wono wo lusu especially in the parliamentary seats bebrebe wo hu se baby ade ekoyi eche se ya hwe ya enya nyi yedi ne ho bajim enti na ekwan bi aso na wo se omude enieden bone efa so chinchin nkofo nsa na se bi nyankopon so na wonai na oye na adwen se obejojo akoma na wama NDC for afa kwantene ne so sanse yesi di odi akire sua di odi kan nante John Mahama one Akufo-Addo anya adwen no wankotwe aba okọ court no na sebi inti amwa ni amwa no na eni yebo aye de obeye se yesi me kan na mama bu afu ntimi nka bi na eja o kire ye president a yeni ma ba wonyaye ti we me come last one me nka bi mama we de wanimu a esa hwa wo mamfufu ni bi enti de ko ba ye no e se de odi akire be sua de odi kan nante na the member of parliament presidential candidate no PC no of NDC ni ye na adwen say there be media asem be kwa nine court na court adi na ni aye ne mpani ni no ahwa abato ni na metie akoya chufro ya o NPP for organize ye fenisen yi akoya wadidi ya chufro ya adwen said anya adwumen
omo organizer
na refinidi omo organizer na bi ana o kekan esemhunu na oyusu west bi cynical judgment ni cynical na wan am say ye opa ko ewiase adjectives nyina fa be press conference press conferences do not change court verdicts. Not at all. I thought you said you knew the law. Challenge the verdict in court. Simplicity. When you ti wonu na opa you should be adjectives nyina fa di judgment na tem judgment no onye nipa. I wanted you to go direct to the judge because me feel say judge no say bi wa anya de etene esefata. Why not say it as it is? Judgment no there. If you think say it doesn't even make sense and you say it does not change the verdict. I thought you said we should all go to court when we have
issues,
fights or whatever. You said when we have issues we should go to court. So why come out and make noise, nuances of life
when the court is still there?
Meanwhile, then two court to be on. So you see, this brings us to another discussion of why the NPP will forever have told us to go to court, knowing that they had put their
cronies and fools.
Not even cronies like Mami ya no who na CJ
Chokuno. Yeah.
Omude obia wono na sabi omia omukro ema dwowa a atwetwe omo no ekọ. Enti woni nya asema go to court.
Go to court.
And then woni nya asema ku na go to court. No, we say NPP lawyer bi eni woni mra. NPP lawyer bi eni judge. Ya obekwa akom dia dem die aponche te said ye ajetna sam nom emponche enyan prako wele kwe bayere no maji no mo de ye judgment. NPP lawyer bi eni woni mra. Enam se omunim judge nti na judge na omunim ni ho nti no. Se omo court kra na omo yemhyehyɛ omo. Enya se asenka so ni mumra e wo wiase mu a verdict ya ye de betu hoi ehome. It is without blemish. What say impo se meka se me gie free won sem dia ma wo ya ebeyeye menye monko agro ne form na mo san koto no foforo osmati kwa pai ade a wo na aso awe ni na kamia meka se me koto no foforo no kamani be gi se because minim se mato aba ma we ni also awe ni with about 3,000 something votes. Etu the NDC nyere ho. Wo de wagye say ya na obetimi age. Mind you, wo ban mu no so krampo no. Wo na wo campaign message no kra ya na entimi enya ho.
Ensum ye hu bi wa team north.
Anya bia no. Wo wakwase north akwa repoto. Poto na wo ban mu. Enti se wo ya akwatia de ye koso na nsan na se ye de toto ho a. Ono atimi se le dare su ye ho bon. Eti bon ya bon ni e kwa akwa wiye eti ye na chese ye san nya yehu dede and ye meye na ohun me no I just decided to listen to a fool this afternoon because sometimes you are able to understand the fool and know why the fool is playing about
and knows what he's thinking.
Enti no mutiye is for the first time and there no kwenya me I had to listen to a fool. And I realized that the fool is not just a fool. But the feeling na yem and odi anyini. Enti ni jimi no eni nia. Na sankana na bi ni nyansa pa ko bensu wajimi. Sanko yo bi a oni nyansa pa e kan semo ene wo kan ko bensu wajimi pa. Because abana ye kwa akoto no eye bandai no. Enya fe ena wabeka kire Ghana for say wunya sei eya fe ni ye kwa akoto enti for ho odin na de press conference ni nyina sabi senka ni nyansa ka ba so wagimi no fa ni nyina ko ho le fa ko campaign
onyimi ba onim nyansa nti
dabi se wonim nyansa hu se wagimi se wagimi na wonim nyansa
wonim nyansa dia
wonim nyansa na wagimi na ba so wagimi.
Okay, so the difference between the two,
there is a difference.
Very well.
So what you are saying nyansa
another impression
when you say wonim nyansa pa ko ba so wagimi pa
on the pa kan ho
pa because ono no nipa na woti na nim na wo de ni kwako ya ayampia no ono sabi
manuel
ye gare ne nso ne ho bon
minority people
wagimi pa enye pa so wagimi tena na bi na wo ba yampi na wagimi say ya wo na wagimi tena na bi wo de ba omi akotutu do mama ho na wo fere wo ni nyansa ko bo so wagimi pa nani pana ode ne kotutu ati se de wa fa akwatia na de kotu ni patenten ko ho odogo odi akwatia na kotu odogo ko ho waji ni pa
dogo moro
eti no ni tentini tietia ni se panda ni nyina ye ko
se da be ne ko no
me mai ma dun se me tia me na eti kakra bi
ye ko he
ohia soma me tia me na eti kitwe bi
okay
na me ba ya me de me ba bi si wa na ma fa ko se
what ye blaja hin no
unse ewiase no nipa omunim nyansa sa no mo no so
Mimonity ana.
Then
Blaja hin mimonity.
Je walkika
was it no rerun. Mame mo.
Dabi. Me kawo hini bia na se me hu videos. Ono your friend saying.
Wono ne de no ho. Oh, Blaja ide.
Oh!
What they to bonity. Production team are ready.
Blaja
Mame fam wo
dabi. Sadia no mammo.
Dabi T.
Obi de sane me boss akere ti.
Mr. Mo 30 seconds mo wo so mame.
We are concerned about the potential consequences of a rerun. Should it be upheld? If violence and vandalism at the collation center and the destruction of electoral materials by aggrieved individuals can lead to a rerun, undoubtedly we have a very good reason to say that it will definitely set a dangerous precedent for future elections in Pandai. Peace, respectfully, are calling on the president and all stakeholders to ensure that the will of the people of Pandai constituency is duly respected regarding the 2024 parliamentary elections. And so we say no rerun in our constituency.
We na me ni din no we fa me sansem se me ntie unse me me nyansa ni pi se
we ohinu
oh yes we ohine me nim se ohine bia so wo nim dia se bi o eta ni nyansa eji
wo fra hemfi
na se bi wo ohine a wo se wo dadwen ho deep ansa na obi wa no enye se bi kwakwahwe akwa bia asoma wa na odi akire said the Bema or do say no do now the
Nana Mpajato.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh
no, we are in a rule of law country. When you have anything to do
with make is no real run.
Maybe oh Bible can't
but you know checking the background.
Bible can't be na near the toto and you may be who are
obeti me
India me mind intina omusi apini tie India me mind intina omusi apini we only India no lack of knowledge into the man kasasa
people perish
and so he has perished in public but good who anymore say I was saying the bush your phone running to ma we gura akunya ni fin because only be anyone more bet me aka say we be dwom afa ne ho adi
nya ne ho fin we bedwam
we be good who anymore say it is said the pray ko gura techem
no
yes the one it is said the pray ko gura techem because there is nothing, not even the voice of the president is superior to the law.
Yes. It's not above the law.
The president is not above the law. So when you appeal to the president to not run what is legally right to be run,
it
means that we're a square peg in a round hole. He's not fit and proper to be the chief of that community. And I'm sure, say, I'm not fracturing who that maybe I'm not bedroom to one be in Huama. What's that fata?
What in Huaba?
What in Huaba? Ti preko ene se bi nipa nwura techem
okay
anu tina e wo say a man who say me say me can say memmo because obi dey send me and me say me bo bi here no say look at the chief it me share say me bo na me can say no I don't listen to such things
listen ba misi wana me comment kakra me pesi etie Alhaji Sane ene ya papa no yes South African high commissioner isi boatin yentie Kumasi kakra Alhaji ebefew
so Alhaji kabidi da sa ene beka tamiti liars that is your trademark. That's your trademark, man. Nana pay you are a hopeless man. You see, some member police in Abacho. You are a hopeless man. Over, na say. So bad you
What are you talking about? Your exposure is useless. You are a hopeless man. For you to say that me friend police never tell. And now me question. Onyame mfa obodi chew. Onyame mfa obodi chew.
Over na send na dey Mr.
Oh no, Alaji second time. I second time. That will not. Oh,
I'm sorry. No. Who bet me run Kroma? Me no I said. Who bet me run? No. Hey, Oba, Mr. Let's avoid that. No. Hey, Debbie, offer that the no. Debbie, I'm sorry. I mean, this is so serious. I know. Offer, I'm sorry. Offer, Mr. Yes. No, I like Offer. Hey, no. Hey, I like police. Offer. Call the police. No. Offer. Mr. Ramo.
Me throw police for what?
Offer.
I can defend myself. Not the policeman will defend me. I can defend myself before the policeman. Asanso. Debbie. Asanso. So. Offer munyai. I'm sorry. Mami Kobri. Yeah, Alaji Sani, I cool. Uti yes, we nyano smoothness level. I can come when we see what we go.
Okay, Ebodian. What time you are?
Oh, this year. Thank you,
Uncle Bo, or now send me who baby.
Much I.
Oh, Mexiano, at least so do baby also by you. That night, let me call Andy. We could do a year to airport to have say Uncle Boko and Ebe. And Mugabe now, Yabo mania pie, where Jammy walk a land and say, oh, did I want pie? Maintenance. Okay, the law is the law, Casaya, American. So, okay, it is finished. For no Mukayan. The law is the law. But the law is still the law.
It is finished.
In Tebeya, or Mumbo Muhonomko to Abano. Nay, no, say, when I do Abana now, when I lose Abano. Now, could you never be busy? I know some peers now would you join in the America? We in campaign. Nay, I'm campaign. Exactly. Mobile window sumunti. Montumobo because Bura and now into the law is the law. Very well. We are following the law. Yeah, making sure say. No my say cost you now cost you. Intimating check a 7 XYZ TFO na. Me Chrome for his SLH John Dramani Mahama. Any minister team na in check a 7. Me paying Listowel. I think this is the second time been share one of that station Accra FM at that time. And this is the second time. I admire both of you so much. Ejuma Muya Magana for especially the role you played in making sure say winning 2024 elections way. Sa appreciation you human be I say this appreciation because nya muntia anka bia ene yeti hei obrana na that's who come who kasa yo woni so ko ejire amafo sitie woni it was for God and country inti ye de nasie ne ma empenyifo na ye de nasie no so mamo so ejuma motimi aboa yetimi awene
Bashiru eye Amantana National Communication Team member of the NDC Bolly Bamboy Communication Officer listen
yo medimanu sidiana sabi krobia yefi asante kotoko ebo bia mamuso
piao
say nyame aduma on the 16th
yo
na eye Felix Ofosu kwachi aban kasama for the abetudwa say nyame aduma ode nanu disem ba abetudwa
yo
efa yenyina yemman boko sabi obi a onko boko da no na onni me ho asem
yo
if you have done business in this country now onko boko da onye businessman papa because ho de business ne so e wona kesie mu sebi ense wo Ghana ha ne fa kesie na no ho a na e fa
na nakasa
ntino sebi yesi tia ni tia nkan kire sa bontin so for me fa hwene ma akoso fi bra na abandada ne wo ho bepem na utimi se nioma sebi o ya hwere ne doso wa ya hwere ne doso ntino se wo hene tunu na esi so na sebi watimi akon ba duru ba bia duru ya no na no di se mo betudwa nyina ye wa atwen ye mu ye je di se ebeye asem a ebeye asem ebeto akoma so na de sebi o ensem fata nyina no ya boaboa no akohye no na ye de yi atu yi se kan se wi a na krobia ba bie na no bedwa mo bedwam dia ye beje di so se o mampani ene na pamfo nyina so ebehu babia ye betimi ede poma ebesi nti ye boni din na ya sanemrane a ohene ebu di ema muso emu so na brana for no December 2 ye wa twen yem 16th Benada.
Thank you. Listowel Kusi Poku de ofran fie kanjenka aseda enkan.
All right, so that is it. Inti abusiafo abusiafo se ne ye ya na ye ni ye ya na ye MPP for say 1 year in opposition no ayo mu say 3 years until they thought say election basis until mu misbehave etwam yetwam na once na unti afutu no obedi funachi akowura dakam na mu some people for so mun jai ho yo Ghana for ye de ni say we are watching them closely na kianeki another 7 December be a friend 2028 7 December ebesiaba now we will put them in their what place enti omunkosoa no munye no mpe omunkosoa ade omuye emfakwamu and you know it say akakabinsem afenwoma can see ya no ye and I can say bebre me mentina minority city so abasa I've been cursed I will be minority when can say bebre and now afenwoma can timi nko parliament kra and now afenwo entimi nko parliament o contempt be a chain no any omodini copy privileges committee the one that was here short any small boy no na ya rehotem into man obeti should be bra. That is how your life ends. In fact, with the young and the MPP for a long way a long way for them to go. Quite one kasa, quite no 42 in opposition there a bad day. And Matese Nkofo Kase, John Mahaman Twasonko, Tetem, Mahama is about Montiso Casonko, but some near dangerous so. Because Mahama Sanko, young wine, Kase, may trust build ya, Chadokronga Bay de Ja, Ghana for the woman pencil, Munsel, Kronga Bay de Ja, buried in the Becanese. You are John Mahama, be focused, where you trap MPP who suggest a massity, until be focused. Now you will Juma, or no MPs, Munimo Juma. Ubikana sem aye biafo ne yaka se toaso anye obi a wantimi anye ne waye bi dan ye baka se toaso enti se waye ho ya Ghana for ankasa betna se aye demonstration hundreds of people will hit streets from ayi osu adabraka hwan aye den awurutu for what for 10 for you but one young more humodina okoye si wantambia kronga be de jana ndc asembe pharmacy abusuafo nti nsem no na ya boaboa no a ya beto abomo no nti kira wadwen e comment section ni na afi nso mesere wada ehiame papa onya subscribe ya afini ko na wie yo gimi bronya wati asenti bisro subscribe to this very channel isanza hanum de nsem no drop nkwan dia you gonna get it abusun yankopon hira na onka na onhwe so na bibie ntimi enkoso wana ma memfa wonsi enim se Kevin Ekobadu Taylor ebeto aso na oto aso dia na chese me de ho update eba be so mu ana papa na se eye don na muso betimi ehu de ekoso kire wadwen makra wo papa